Today's video is a compilation of people discussing their experiencing following their job loss. What I want you to do is to observe their coping mechanism process with the reality of losing their employment. Each person lost their job, but they internalized the situation differently. Pay close attention. In each clip, they realize they lost their job, but they haven't lost their confidence. And that's what we're trying to focus on today. Look at how different people experience the same thing, but have developed different coping mechanisms. And these are the stories that they are sharing. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Michelle and I have been unemployed for over a year. This has to be one of the hardest years I've ever had to go through in my life. My mental health has really declined severely. I'm isolating myself from friends, both because I can't afford to do things with them. And then also I have nothing new to bring. So instead of feeling sorry for myself like I have the last year and being down and really, really depressed, I am going to change my narrative and I'm going to just start creating myself.
I want to pause this for just a moment to emphasize something that she just said. I'm not sure if she fully understands the breadth and the depth of what she just said, but it's critical and I want to bring it to your attention. She says she's going to start creating herself. That's another way of coming to terms with your situation, taking control, and she says creating herself. I would use the word reinventing yourself. And that's where the profoundness is, and that's where the power begins and the energy to make that mental shift. So here, when you take on the idea that you're going to reinvent yourself, that's a beautiful state of mind to be in, because you recognize what worked before, the skill sets, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you had previously needs to be upgraded. Our computer systems, our cell phones, constantly remind us of having to upgrade, to update, to refresh, and our skill sets as far as placing ourselves either on a 9-to-5 in the job market or as a business owner, you constantly have to evolve. That's a beautiful word. You have to evolve. And individuals who are not willing to evolve, they tend to not do so well long term.
So I was working at this beauty company for 4 years, and on a Friday afternoon, late, I got an invite for Monday morning at like 10 a.m. to meet with my boss. My boss was my boss for maybe 2 years out of the 4 years I was there. He came after I did. But this man didn't know I could see his meetings. Not only could I see his calendar, I could see who he was meeting and what was meeting for. Whatever notes he had in there, I could see it. I never told him that. So when I got that invite and I saw one of the HR women was on that invite, I knew. So I spent the entire weekend, it was Oscar weekend that weekend, and I spent that entire Sunday saving 4 years of work from an internal server to a Dropbox. After the year of interviewing with all these companies, thinking, I have the experience. I have all of this experience. I have worked with reputable brands and companies. I've had the most amazing leadership for the most part. And yet I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I am trying not to take it personally, but there's a lot of us looking for work right now, and especially with things happening in the government, with the federal layoffs as well. I want to hold on to hope, but it is becoming very difficult. And as someone who lives with depression, I am struggling right now. it's very hard to, I'm gonna try not to cry. It's very hard not to bring myself down, put myself down, doubt myself, especially because it's not just the work, it's the money. We need money to survive, and I take care of myself. I thank God for my friends and family who have financially supported me in the last year to help me pay my mortgage, to help me buy food, to assist me in any way that I needed.
I lost my job to AI at the age of 63. That was not easy to take. That was a little bit hard for me, being 63 and being let go to AI. It was a great job. I loved that job. I was there for quite a few years. I thought I was very good at my job. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back by any means, but I was good at my job. And I was pretty fast, but not as fast as AI. They had a hard time, and they were beating around the bush, but they had a very hard time telling me, you are no longer employed here.
I lost my job. At first, I thought it was the worst thing ever, but here's what actually happened. I did a 3-day fast, dry, no food, no water, just me and God. And I was like, make it undeniably clear what my next steps were, because I had just came back from Ghana. I was turning up. I was meeting so many people and networks in music and entertainment. I was like, yo, like what? Tell me what's next. I kid you not, the day I finish my fast, the first meeting of the day is, we gonna be letting some people go. I'm not gonna lie, I cried on the call. It was the cry that comes out when you're trying not to cry. Thank you for your time again. But then I had to remember.
Did you hear the breakthrough, the mental breakthrough, the mental shift from the first lady with the glasses and the green hat to this young lady, where she had an epiphany, where her energy shifted from the downtrodden of the shock of being let go to this tapping into this new creative energy of saying, I'm going to do this instead, return to something that she once tapped into, that energy, to take her to the next level, take her to the next chapter, take her through the next door, the next opportunity, the next brook, if you will. The Bible speaks of a brook being a place of sanctitude, provision, bountiful, and a good positive state where you feel safe, you feel protected, and you're provided for. That shift, that's rare. Not everyone has the ability to shift into that mode. And the lady in the green hat, she made the shift where she said she's going to create herself. And this young lady here is saying she's going to return back to something that she knows is familiar to her, and that she can generate positive energy from her skills, knowledge, and abilities. That's what's important. I'm trying to get you to understand. You don't unpack in that downtrodden position. You stay there for a moment, you take it all in, but then you have to shift. And when you make that conscious effort to shift mentally, then you get positive results.
I guess that's what I asked for. Now my life, I'm rededicating it to my content, to my dreams, and seeing what happens. I'll update y'all on what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, things that might help you in your journey too if you're experiencing the same thing. But honestly, that situation literally forced me to bet on myself. I'm literally living off dreams and faith right now. And prayer, a lot of prayer, for the reality that I want to live.
So, October 14th, 2025, 6:47 p.m. Sitting at my desk, working still, I get an email about organizational changes. Then I get a calendar invite for 8 a.m. the next morning. All the blood rushed out of my head, and all I could think of was, not again. 10 months ago, I bought this house. I relocated to be closer to the office. And now, 10 months later, I'm about to lose it. I had to decide whether I was going to tell my wife or wait. I decided that I have to rip the Band-Aid off and face it head on and go tell her. She fell apart. She started crying. Because we both know what this meant. This is my second layoff in 3 years. So here's what nobody tells you about layoffs. It's not about updating your resume. It's not about networking more. It's not about staying positive. It's about survival. We have about 6 months of runway if we cut everything. But our mortgage is significant. In a market where similar roles are also being laid off, in a time of the year where houses don't sell very well to begin with, and in a market that's soft with pretty decent interest rates. The math doesn't work. The first piece of advice that I got, try to save your house. Restructure your mortgage.
Hello, and thank you for visiting EMR University. You found our channel, and we're glad you did. At EMR University, it is our hope that we're delivering useful information and solutions addressing your immediate revenue-generating needs. We're here in order to provide real solutions for those seeking answers and guidance through our online training on how to start a profitable property preservation business. In terms of property preservation, there are two paths. One, the property preservation route, where you perform handyman repairs, maintaining the property's health interiorly and on the exterior. Two, the property inspection route. As a property preservation inspector, you are the eyes and ears. You show the condition of the property through the lens of your camera. Also, we'd like you to know, EMR University is a fully integrated entrepreneurial hub, bringing business-minded visions to individuals seeking alternative revenue-generating possibilities across the United States, using real-life experience where people just like you seeking alternative solutions. Our secret? We leverage tried and tested strategies for generating revenue through entrepreneurial concepts in order to achieve outcomes that are most important to you. As your trusted advisor, we bring the full depth and breadth of our online training modules to focus on your unique needs and challenges. Losing a job can shake your sense of safety and worth, but it doesn't erase your value. What happened to you is not a verdict on your talent, intelligence, or potential. It's a chapter, not the whole story. It's okay to be scared. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to believe in yourself regardless of your current situation. You've solved hard problems before. You've learned, you've adapted, and you've grown before. Those skills didn't disappear with a paycheck. They're still yours. Right now, your only job is not to have all the answers. Your job is to keep going. One conversation, one application, one day at a time. Confidence doesn't come from clarity. It comes from remembering who you are, even when the ground shifts beneath you. This moment may feel like an ending, but many of the most important, meaningful breakthroughs begins exactly like this: unplanned, uncomfortable, and unclear. You are still capable. You are still needed. And this is not the end of your story. Don't pretend fear isn't there. And keep in mind, when all else fails, remember the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. That's it for now. If this information was helpful and you know someone else who could benefit from hearing this information, please click the like and subscribe button. It helps YouTube's algorithm to spread the information to others like yourself. Thank you for watching till the end. Thank you for sharing. I'll see you in my next video. Now, you know what I know.